Just the beginning.
The Angel and May Chronicles, Season 2, Episode 10, Bartered Air.
Hello? Is anyone here? Whoa!
I wouldn't stand so close to the sundew if I were you. I haven't fed it yet.
It's huge. It's a sundew, you say?
She'll start to lick you if you're not careful. It can get messy. May I ask why you're here? I'm judging by your lack of uniform that you're not with the dockmaster.
No, I'm not. I'm here on business, but it's about one of your personnel.
Are they in trouble?
We don't know yet. It's about Andrew Helligelian.
Andrew? That's a bit strange. Sweet kid. He's never been in trouble before.
As I said, we don't know if he's in trouble yet. My name is Alex Angel. I'm an investigator for the Gimbal and Ash agency. Here's my business card and my license. Andrew was supposed to meet his sister Alice several days ago, but he wasn't at their agreed meeting place and she can't get hold of him.
I do remember something. Look, I'm the bosun, so the crew aren't really my responsibility. We haven't heard much of anything from any of them since we let them loose for shore leave. They're all probably getting blackout drunk and embarrassing themselves in front of the working girls. It was a long haul.
You're not worried about any of the crew getting into trouble?
In theory, yes. But in practice, they're all adults and we can't be expected to babysit them. They do have clauses in their contracts which specifically exclude any liabilities on our part for their behaviour.
So what happens if shore leave is over and you're missing crew members?
That's covered in clauses 23.4 and 5, I believe.
I'm not talking about legal liability. I was thinking of you requiring them back to operate the ship.
Well, we do have a rough search of all the obvious places, and if we can't find them, we recruit new people and terminate their contract.
Sounds rather heartless.
This is a tough business. Of course, customs and excise may take a different attitude, of course. From our experience, ship jumping is actually rather common. In deep space, locked in a tin can like this, with the same handful of people, sometimes for years at a time, the pressure can be huge. Clashing personalities can get dangerous. I had to jump ship myself at one point.
Survival instincts kick in, I guess.
They do, madam, they do. I'm not particularly proud of it, but it was necessary.
But back to Andrew. Does he strike you as the type to get into trouble?
A hard worker, but not quite all there.
That's why his sister is so worried. So you've not heard anything from him at all?
Not a peep.
May I see his quarters?
No, madam. Very sorry. You may not. I'm not about to let a total stranger stroll into my ship and into crew's quarters unless you have the correct paperwork.
That's not unsurprising, and actually reassuring. But I had to ask. It's the detective in me. I used to be in the CIS security.
Oh, you look very young for that.
Yes, well, I've had some anti-aging treatment, so I'm not the age I look.
Oh, I'm saving up for that. It's a steep price.
What is youth worth?
Well, a lot to many people.
So, do you have any idea where he might be?
Remember him talking loudly about horses? I thought he was crazy, but then someone told me. they have a few on the habitat. Can you believe it?
I know, it's crazy, right? Thank you for talking to me. It's much appreciated.
Not a problem, madam. I'm sure Andrew is just fine and is drunk in a bar somewhere. You'll find him.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you have no doubt noticed, the ceilings in these shelves are low, only 2 meters tall. This is in order to utilize as much area as possible on the grain-growing shelves. For the individuals who live and work here, tallness is not a good trait to have. Moving along, you'll see that the next few shelves are taller, with much thicker soil. This is in order to raise orchard trees. These orchards are mostly citrus, but here and there you'll find mango trees and dwarf pomegranates.
It reminds me of a few jobs we did back in the old days.
The old days? You're only just older than my niece. What old days?
I was talking about those old movies where they did a drug bust. It's the LED lights and the big fans. Just the same, got to keep the air moving. They do make pretty patterns as they blow the wheat. It's really cool. Kind of brings the whole artificiality of this place into focus. In the city habitat, I can pretend that it's just another Earth Street. But out here, it's impossible to pretend anything.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, in one of the highlights of the tour, everyone may disembark and pick a piece of fruit from the actual tree. 1 piece of fruit per customer. Extras will be charged to your account. The tour company accepts no responsibility if you are unsatisfied with your selection.
Reminds me of that, when I was on Earth. I went into neighbors' gardens to nick the fruit.
Please don't move too far away from the bus. Otherwise, you may encounter the security system.
They have security for fruit trees?
Well, the fruits are very valuable. I told one thieves stripping the trees in the night.
These people have got way too much time on their hands.
1 piece of fruit per customer. 1 piece of fruit per customer. Please don't stray too far from the bus.
Hey, Ray. I hate these bastards. What's wrong with the flashing lights and electric shock?
1 piece of fruit per customer. 1 piece of fruit per customer. Please don't stray too far from the bus.
Yeah, okay. I heard you.
Our next destination is the poultry and fish area.
This orange tastes sweet. Sweet. I wasn't expecting that.
I guess they have changed the genes to produce more sugars. Also help preserve the fruit. A lot of these get vacuum dried and packed for ship use. High sugars helps make them taste good.
Tilly, I tell you, the next time that bloody robot is off the bus, I'm gonna take to the music player with a screwdriver.
Hi, Zed. Did we get any customers while I was out?
No.
Oh my, you painted the table. Looks almost presentable. Certainly less hideous. Where did you get the paint?
They're renovating next door. I just grabbed their excess paint and a brush.
Beg, borrow, and steal. That's the Angel and May way. Zed, you did a great job. I don't suppose there was enough paint left over for the chairs.
No, I was just scraping the bottom when I got the tables done.
Well, if nothing else, at least they don't clash with the table anymore.
That was the idea.
Well, thank you. It's appreciated. Zed, I need you to run some searches for me and to correlate into a new case VR room labeled Helanda.
And the search parameters would be...
All passengers and crew coming in versus all passengers and crew going out. For, say, the past 3 years.
I'll have to hack the Port Authority database. Let's hope they're as bad as security as I suspect they are. Oh, that was just too easy, man. They are dumber than I thought. Okay, we are in, and I'm just extracting the raw data files into the dyna set. Just programming some accumulators and cross-correlators. It's going to take a second or so. Okay, it's in the virtual space. You are ready to take a look.
Well, you know what I'm like with these computer screens, and I'm still trying to get a handle on this implant tech. So can you just lay it out for me, nice and simple?
Well, okay. In a nutshell, there's many more people coming in than there is going out.
Well, that makes sense. The population is growing in the asteroid belt, and New London is a major hub.
There's always more. Everyone wants to live here.
Okay. I want you to compare the list of people coming in to the list of people who moved in permanently during that time.
That's interesting. 14 people came here, didn't register as a resident, but didn't leave either. But wouldn't the immigration track them down for overstaying their visas?
Check the police database.
Okay, it'll take me a while to break in there. Shipping doesn't care who sees their database, but the immigration have a few more firewalls.
Try this instead. Compare the list of 14 people to the OxyTab database. I know that bracelet wearers aren't tracked, but does the database at least take names on the sale or resale of credits?
They do take your name when you're buying and selling. They don't care what you do in between. Huh. That's interesting. All of them sold their excess credit.
Zed, I need you to gather as much information on all of them as you can.
Like what?
Like everything. If you can find out their favorite breakfast beverage, I want to know.
It might take me a while to break into a few different databases, though.
Well, you can only do your best. But knowing your considerable expertise and general hacking skills, I expect it will be considerable.
Well, Tilly, those poultry shells were certainly aromatic. Put me off my lunch a bit.
Yes, I didn't realize how much chickens stink. What worried me more was the operatives in full air-breathing hazmat suits. What's all that about?
Oh, that's because of potential new viruses. All animals have them, of course, as we do. It's part of life, basically. The problem comes when a virus jumps the species barrier. There was a terrible flu outbreak way back in the past. It came from an American chicken farm, and it killed more than 50 million people.
Wow, you know a lot about this.
Well, I studied biology, and it's part of the standard course.
And now we are entering the pastures. Look to your left. There's a cow. How many of you have seen a cow before?
Wow, only a few hands.
And guess what that group of animals are?
Excuse me? Are they sheep?
Well, not wanting to contradict you, ma'am, but close. They're a type of goat called Angoras. They're famous for their long, soft wool, which is spun into cloth.
Oh, they just make me want to reach out and stroke them.
Sorry, ma'am. Touching is not allowed.
You're just a giant metallic killjoy, aren't you?
Thank you, ma'am, for your consideration.
Well, you need to go back to whoever programmed you and kick their arses.
Thank you once again. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the conclusion of our tour. You can see garments made from that locally grown wool for sale in our gift shop.
Sure, I dare say those garments will cost you an arm and a leg and your firstborn child.
And finally, for the finale, if you care to look to your right, you will see a horse.
Good God, it's a Clydesdale. Tilly, slap me. I don't believe what I'm seeing. We're in the asteroid belt and I'm looking at a Clydesdale horse. It's a wonder that it's not pulling a barrel of beer. The guy who did this soundtrack needs to be slowly killed on the rack.
Oh, I wouldn't think you had had such strange tendencies.
Well, this music brings out nightmarish memories of Wonderland.
This is a type of horse called a Clydesdale, and he's the pride and joy of our little home. He's the largest of all the animals here in New London. His name is Big Ben, but we affectionately call him Billy.
And he's real? He wasn't engineered in a laboratory?
No, of course not, miss. All our original animals arrived here as ova and sperm, and were grown in artificial wombs in our laboratories. In recent years, however, we've started breeding our own animals. Billy here did start his life in a laboratory. However, he wasn't artificially engineered. His parents were brought from Earth. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all Clydesdale horses are very, very big animals, so you have to be careful around
Can we
them.
ride him?
Certainly you can, but there is a waiting list for publicly available riding horses.
So, just to confirm, I could take a ride here? I'm gonna have to talk to Slim. Now, that's something I didn't expect at all.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are nearing the end of our tour. As we've moved up the shelves of the Dirksen lanes, you may have noticed the gravity getting lighter. This leads us to the zero gravity area, which is our own little forest of wonder. If you could tether yourselves to the belt holders, we can move forward.
Hi guys, I'm home.
The cake is in the oven.
We don't have an oven, and you're definitely not pregnant, are you? Oh, hello Sophie, how are you doing?
Hello, Miss May. It's my first day as your receptionist. Alex was just showing me the various items of equipment.
Well, just the coffee machine, actually, as it's about all we've got at the moment.
Well, you can immediately stop the Ms. May stuff. I'm Cheryl. Let's not be so formal. After all, we do have to work together.
Okay. I look forward to working here.
Great, we need someone to keep Zed company.
Stop it. You're embarrassing me.
Okay. So, how was the tour?
Well, apart from the cheesy soundtrack, it was surprisingly enlightening. Full of great stuff, actually. I'll tell all, but only over a good coffee. Now, let's cut to the chase. What's the bad news?
How the hell did you know we had bad news?
It's my detective's sixth sense.
Shit.
Actually, no. It's because Alex always bites the side of her tongue when she's upset about something.
You know me too well, Ms. May.
How come she can call you Miss May and I can't? That's discrimination.
Sophie, it's because she is a pain in the butt. Nothing more.
Yeah, I'm starting to figure that vibe.
Well, the bad news is, we think there may be more missing than just Heligellion.
You see a pattern. How many?
At least 14 in the past 3 years. The one link we can see is that they sold their remaining oxygen credits, but didn't get back to their ships before they left. Unfortunately, that's fairly normal. So there's no real strong pattern that we can see.
So, what's to stop them from just adopting a new name and restarting life in New London?
We thought of that, so we checked the biomass and the population records. Nothing in the population records and no differences in the biomass calculations. It's looking like no one tried to sneak in. Besides, there's no real need to sneak. The visa is cheap and readily granted. Why bother?
Between selling their credits and returning to their ships, they essentially vanished.
So, either they found a way to deliberately disappear, for whatever reason, or something else.
It's looking like it's nefarious.
Individual killer or a serial killer?
Serial, I think. Sadly, the profile is near identical for all of them. All were freighter workers on shore leave, all disappeared in the exact same way. The only discrepancy is that the first one who disappeared was a woman, the rest a man.
We tried going back further than 3 years, but there's nothing similar before that.
Could they have been murdered on their own ships?
No, because then they'd be in the departure records.
Zed, we're going to need as much information on each of these people as possible. Can you do that?
Yeah, of course.
Are there message boards or discussion groups? Any type of social media? We need to know if anyone else is looking for them.
I can do some searches and run through the basic algorithms.
Great idea. If you could get started on that right away, it'd be good. Perhaps Sophie might be able to help. Would you, Sophie, please?
Oh, sure.
That'd be great. But we will need to go to the server room. I need to plug some patches.
So, Zed, why don't you run me through what you have set up here?
Sharo, so these lanes things, what can you tell me?
They're named after an engineer called Dirksen, and basically they're tiered living. A bit like a rabbit warren with hundreds of levels. They range from large livestock, horses and cows, etc., which are concentrated on 3 shelves that are grouped together. There's 7 or 8 properties that own or have horses on adjustment. Owning a horse here is almost the ultimate fashion statement. Look at Slim. Now that man must have some serious cash stashed. Having an animal that large, and considering where we are, almost useless, it's an indicator of great wealth. On Earth, they'd have waterfront mansions and keep an entire fleet of Porsches and Ferraris. Here, they have a mansion, and we have water, obviously, but they can't have a vehicle, so they own a horse.
Did you get to talk to any of the property owners?
No, basically it was a superficial tour for the plebs, complete with sickly music, but it was enough to get an impression.
So we're going to need an introduction, or perhaps we sniff around.
No chance of that unless you want to be A-raid. Loads of the little bastards, all over the place. Some of the horse owners run lucrative sidelines with petting zoos and have people coming to and fro from the port. Several who keep horses on adjustment seem to value privacy. As I say, A-rays are everywhere. Plus cameras and electric fences.
Shit. Also, I know from a magazine article, and then I met one, that A-rays ain't the limit. They have sundews, man-eating mountain pitchers, and a few other genetic monstrosities. Although I did see they sell sundews at the genetic market. I was tempted.
Well, curb that enthusiasm.
It was too big to fit through the door.
Alex.
I know. Sorry.
Okay, so right now we have 2 leads. An invitation to see some horses in the Dirksen lanes, and the resale of oxygen credits. If you want to chase up the oxytabs, I'll start asking questions at the mini petting zoos.
And Zed can continue researching the missing people. Once he stops slobbering over Sophie and his servers. You know, Sophie's emotional intelligence is definitely set at 11. I feel for the poor boy.
Yep, she picked up on that cue straight away. No doubt she's a sharp one. You know, I really like her. I think she's going to be a big asset.
Discount oxygen credits! Discount oxygen credits! Bargain awaiting! Come and get 'em!
Hi. I was just wondering if we can talk.
You want some credits?
I'm after information.
I sell oxygen credits, not information. Look, out of the way. You're querying my pitch.
Look, I will queer more than your pitch if you don't start playing nice. Do you want me to be bad cop or nice cop? How are you going to be able to sell with a sprained arm? I'm starting to lose patience with this evasive shit. I feel the bad cop rising to the surface.
You talk a big talk, sugar, but I know you're not a cop. So, you're far too young for a start, so bugger off.
I'm not sugar to you, unless you're talking lead acetate. You're right. I'm worse than a cop. I'm poisonous as all hell, an ex-CIS, and my mood is variable today. So let's just be nice and have a chat.
Jeez, all right. What do you want to know, anyway?
I saw you earlier today buying oxygen credits of people who are leaving the asteroid.
So? What about it? I have a license for that. Yeah. Here, look. It's a perfectly legitimate business.
How many others have a license?
How the hell do I know? I'm not the freaking licensing body. Fuck off!
You little piece of shit. I'm gonna knock some sense into you. People's lives are at stake.
That hurts.
That's the bad cop.
Ow! I go to the docks, I say, sell me your oxygen credits, and they do.
Do you recognize any of these people?
No, should I?
Does this one in particular ring any bells? His name's Andrew Heligelian.
I don't know who he is. I have never seen him.
He's missing. All of these people are missing over the space of about 3 years. They each sold their oxytabs but never got on their ship to leave.
I don't know anything about them. Why would I know these people?
Well, let me speculate here. Maybe you bought oxytabs off them, duh.
I know nothing. Nada. Look, I buy off many people. Thousands pass through here. Why would I remember a random bunch of losers?
Well, I thought that a snake like yourself might have little beady eyes and perhaps might, just might, have a nose for shady business.
These people look like nobodies to me. Like thousands of other nobodies. Look, you're just wasting my time.
Well, you better not be wasting mine. Otherwise, I'm going to come back here and shake you down so hard you'll never buy or sell another credit again. Like I said, people are hurting. My job is to spread some of that hurt around.
I've got a living to earn. Now, if you don't get out of here, I'm going to yelp to the local coppers and then we'll see who gets shaken down.
See my eyes? These two little eyes? I'll be watching you.
Get out of my way!
Discount oxygen credits! Discount oxygen credits! Biggest discount in New London!
Sharo, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, that was interesting. I did a number 2 shakedown. Just a hint of messy. She's a snake, all right, but whether she knows something about the missing people, I can't tell. My sixth sense is not flagging anything. Maybe she's just very good at lying. Look, I'm gonna shake down some of the other resellers and we'll see what falls out of the tree. I'll probably have to retreat by then as the local cops will start sniffing around.
Oh my, this baby cow is so cute.
Calf. A baby cow is called a calf.
Can I pet it?
You'll need to sterilise your hands first. And please don't put your mouth too close to it.
Why?
Its health is a little delicate, I'm afraid. Sometimes happens if animals are grown in an artificial womb.
How do I sterilize my hands? Oh, I see. Thank you. Ooh, smells a little strong.
It will fade quickly.
The calf's fur is coarse. Strange. I thought it'd be soft like a cat or a dog. Still, it's the cutest thing.
Time for its meal.
You feed it out of a bottle?
Yep. 4 times a day. Would you like to hold the bottle?
Really? Oh, thanks so much. Whoa, it's really strong.
Yep, it's a little beastie.
I was actually wondering, though, about your horses.
We have 3 ponies and a thoroughbred. Ponies are small, but a thoroughbred is a large horse.
I know that, but can anyone see them?
So long as they pay the fee.
Hey, could you take the bottle again? I need to show you something. Here, have you seen this man? His name is Andrew Heligelian, and we think he's missing.
You're not sure?
Why the hell would I know?
Well, we have good reason to think he may have passed by here. No one can find him, and we don't know if something bad has happened to him or if he's just drunk in a ditch somewhere.
Let's see. To be completely honest with you, dozens of people come here each day, and I have a very bad memory for faces. He might well have been here, and I wouldn't know.
I see.
What specifically makes you think he was here?
Well, the last we know of him, he sent a message to his sister that some guy he'd met in a pub was going to show him some horses. That's all we know.
The other two zoos here won't be very helpful. One of them had their only horse die on them last year. The other keeps more exotic stuff like bongos, wallabies and birds that can fly. The property next door has horses on it. They give riding lessons. Come to think of it, there's only two farms that don't offer their horses in any way. The first one is the farm that belongs to Mars 1 ITG. That place owns nearly half of New London, or at least it seems like it. Their horses are kept only for themselves. The other is the farm belonging to Adele Sorensen. She has horses on adjustment for other rich people. Unless you own one of those horses, she won't let you on her property.
I take it she's not friendly.
That's the polite way of putting it.
Do you know her well?
Not in the least. I know her two labourers a little better, but neither of them are really approachable.
Can you think of anything that stands out about them?
Other than being standoffish, nothing really comes to mind.
Well, thank you for talking to me. You've been really helpful.
My pleasure.
I'll be on my way. Just let me pet this cute little fella again. Damn, you are so adorable.
Oh, hey Alex, you're back. Sophie was showing me her programming chops. She's quite the dab hand.
Oh, I'll bet.
No, really?
Is that true, Sophie?
Of course. I was a gamer. Needed to gain me some skills in all those bits and bytes. I got a DC award in Giant Slippery Python.
Is that good?
Sophie, don't bother talking to her. She knows nothing about computers. Only guns.
I know about those guns, actually. Needed to sharpen my skills in gaming, so I did time at a real shooting range.
That'll be very useful, Sophie.
I also make a good cup of coffee. Try this.
Oh, that smells divine. What's in it?
You're never going to know. I would have to kill you. It's top secret.
Is Sharo in yet? Oh, speak of the devil.
You weren't talking about me, were you?
Who, us? Why, were your ears burning?
Just a touch. How did your investigation of the oxy-tab sellers go?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
I got to pat a baby cow.
A baby cow? Sounds delicious.
Well, Sophie and me have concocted something you'll want to see.
Really? Not another cup of coffee?
I really wonder about you sometimes.
Okay, let's have it then.
So you asked me to research the backgrounds of the missing 14 people. All except one came from the same kind of background. They basically had no families or friends, and the only people who missed them were their crew members. This guy, he was orphaned, raised by the state. This one here, he was married, but the divorce was brutal and there was no children. This other one was an old man, he'd just outlived his family. The only person who had living family out of all of the missing was the only woman, Paige Bianchi. She went missing first, but none of her family reported her as gone. This is important, right? This is a lead.
It could be. Or it could mean that the disappearance of Paige Bianchi isn't related to the disappearance of the men. Still, all this is extremely significant. We have a pattern.
Except the disappearance of Andrew Halligallian doesn't fit. He has family, his sister. He even called her from the bar he met the horseman at.
Zed, I need you to check something. Pull up Andrew's OxyTab record.
Okay.
Has there been any activity on it?
Yeah, it says he sold his remaining balance this morning. This is great. That means he's still alive, right?
No, Zed. It means he's most likely dead.
Alex and I started asking questions, and now someone's trying to make it look like he left town. It's not a good sign.
Just in case, though, check the crew lists on all the outgoing ships. See if any of them have picked up any additional crew members.
Done and done.
We need to investigate Paige Bianchi. We need to know if she's connected to the missing men in any way.
And we need to know about her family, too. Why didn't they report her missing?
Zed and Sophie, when you're done with the crew list, focus on Bianchi, okay?
Sure.
It's chilling the way those men disappeared without anyone noticing. Makes me fear old age. Will I disappear unnoticed too?
Well, when I last checked, you were not a man. Although I have known a few who could pass. Look, Sharo, don't be ridiculous. You're getting maudlin. We're not going to fade away. We would always go with a massive explosion.
How can we be certain? What happens if all that's been done to us just comes suddenly undone? Where would it leave us?
I tell you, when we go, it will be with a big explosion for sure.
You guys are weird.
You have no idea. Look, concentrate on the data analysis. As you know, we're carrying some heavy vibes. Sharo, what's the matter? Look, snap out of it. You're worrying me.
Alex, I might just be hormonal. I don't really know. I guess I've been so up and down over the past few days, and then Chris coming back. I'm bone deep tired.
Yeah, I get that. But look, we have a case. It's what we do. Let's just take a break. Maybe we should both go back to the retrograde and crash. I know. Let's grab these two and have a company meal in the bar and get some ghost tales.
A ghost tale. Such a bad idea. My body clock's all over the place without the sun. Easy to miss sleep. I can never get by in a few hours like you do.
Just battle training, nothing else.
Hey, I'll see if Alice is there. We need to update her as to what's going on.
Telling her everything at this stage might not be such a great idea. I have a bad feeling about this.
I'll just tell her we've got some leads and leave it at that.
Well, just make sure you don't get her hopes up too much. Look, you go on, order a pizza, and I'll luck up and drag these two along in a minute.
Will do.
So mine's pepperoni, right?
Sure. Look, guys, lock the servers and let's get out of here. We've all been at this too long. We all need a break. And I need a beer. Making threats to dodgy OxyTab sales snakes is definitely thirsty work.
This episode was produced by Melanie Blizzard. Written by Caitlin Wilkinson and Melanie Blizzard. The voices you heard were Adani Ekendeyo playing Sophie, Barry Howarth playing Bianbot, David Lomas playing Attendant and Cassidy, Erin Byrne playing Bianchi, Helen Ekendeyo playing Alex and Tilly, Stephen Cameron playing Zed, Vivian Braybrook playing Sharo. Angel and May is produced by a not-for-profit actors group. Any funds contributed via Patreon will be 100% allocated to future productions.